Boom, here we go. Devonius Domains toy review. Today we're going to be checking out from the Best Buy clearance section, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Gillman figure from NECA. And I am very excited to have this figure. This is the last figure to complete my Universal Monster collection from NECA. I mean, excluding the Bride of Frankenstein. I just don't really want the Bride of Frankenstein. I don't really know why. I love the movie. I think it's great. But this is the guy I've been waiting for. I am very excited to have this guy. Huge fan of the Gillman. And, he came at the very end of the Universal Monster movies. He came out in 54. He had kind of missed the peak of Universal Monster movies by a couple decades, but he was just considered cool enough to be considered one of the top main monsters in Universal's canon. So that's pretty damn cool. Well, let's get a look at this figure. We got the front here, which has got the original poster, Creature from the Black Lagoon. We got the dude standing here with the harpoon. They're trying to get her, Julie Adams. Ultimate Creature from the Black Lagoon here down at the bottom. We got the starring rules and whatnot. Top of the packaging, Creature from the Black Lagoon. We got the side here. We got this really cool profile here with the Gillman. Universal Monsters NECA Real Toys, Creature from the Black Lagoon. We look at the back here. It's got these great figure stills of the figure. A live interpretation of him. Creature from the Black Lagoon includes 4 pairs of hands and 3 interchangeable heads. Very cool. We look at the bottom here. Oh my god, I just knocked the camera. Legal mumbo jumbo. Sorry about that. And then we got another cool side profile, him swimming up from the depths of the Black Lagoon. And yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I say we go ahead and open this bad boy up. And oh, one thing I almost forgot. And then we're going to get a look here inside the packaging here. We've got the Gillman in all his glory inside his plastic prison. And then we got this cool profile on the door. Pretty awesome. Okay, well, let's get this guy open and see what he can do. Alright, well, we got the creature out of the packaging. And here he is in all of his glory, all of his fishy glory. I've actually been playing with my fiance's Gillman for the past couple of months. She got one way before me. And I'm finally getting around to him, so let's check him out. Alright, so this is the profile. I just think this figure has so much great detail going into it. I mean, the paint apps, the sculpting, everything is just so great. NECA really knocked it out of the park with this one. I just love the look of this figure. I mean, looking at kind of like the more gold here on the gills and flaps and whatnot, and kind of the more brownish, goldish accents on the brows and lines in the face there. I mean, it just looks fantastic. And, all the gold kind of flourishes going down his arms and his chest, and the different greens you're seeing, like there's this kind of more crustaceous shell part of his abdomen here, and you're getting some different greens there, and just looks fantastic. And then back here we've got back of his head, which looks awesome as well. We've got this extra fin flap. You can kind of move over to get more head movement and stuff. And the back fins, these look great. They've been washed with some gold, and that looks awesome. And God, this suit, I mean, it's just fantastic. I really feel like they captured the essence of the original suit so well. I mean, this just looks fantastic. And personally, I think the first suit was the best suit, I mean, from any of the Universal movies. The second one doesn't really hold a candle to this one, and the third one, I mean, it's just barely as iconic as this one by far. And then here on the hands, see a little bit of like these 3 yellow trim, and then the hands, and in the back there we got some of the yellow trim there. I mean, just everything looks fantastic. Well, articulation wise, you got a good range of motion here in the head, and I was telling you kind of about that neck, and you kind of just move the neck over, and then you can kind of get more of it going back here. And then, arms, you can move them all around. And then they've got this double joint, and I love the way they did this. They kind of layered it using the gill lines to give it that double elbow joint bend. You can get about a 90 degree there. I wouldn't really go farther than that. It's not really necessary. But yeah, it looks great. And then, back and forth here with the hands. And you can go all around here with the hands. And then this is great too. He's got these fins, but he can also bend forward a little bit. About that much. And then, you can bend a little bit back. Not a whole lot, but, and the legs, they go forward about this much. And the knees, bend about that much. Not a whole lot of movement with the ankles going back and forth. You're not getting a whole lot there, but that's okay. Not a big deal. And, there's like a ball joint in there for those legs, so you're getting some of that going on here with the thighs, so there's no thigh cut. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. So there he is. Gillman right there. And then as far as his accessories go, we've got all of these, and they're mainly just extra parts. So let's look. The first set of accessories. And now this head, we've got, it's more of like a shocked Gillman head, I'd say. Great paint, as usual, to expect. You can kind of see into the mouth there. Extra layer of lips or something in there, like the opening of his throat. Pretty cool. Awesome head scan. And then we've got a left and a right one of these. This is kind of more of like a reaching hand. This is pretty awesome. This looks great. Probably more for displays that want to have him like swimming or reaching for something, so that's awesome. A left and a right one of those. And then we've got an open hand, but it's slightly more closed than the other open hand that I'm about to show you here in a second. We have a left and a right one of these. And then this is what I would say is the more fully open one. This one is like all the way open. Webbing fully spread. Like he's trying to make a connection with you or some shit. Shape of water type shit. So, yeah. And the other head that it comes with is this fully open head, fully open mouth. And that's pretty crazy. You can see all the way in there. And yeah, you can see the tongue and whatnot. There's kind of like a green stripe kind of where the mold ends for the tongue. And yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. So yeah, those are all the hands and heads accessories that you're getting there. So let's get this guy into some poses. So yeah, my closing thoughts on the creature from the Black Lagoon, Gillman. I'm very happy to have this guy in my collection finally. My Universal shelf is looking pretty decked out, pretty awesome. I'm very excited about that. I'm glad to have this figure. This is such a great figure. The articulation on it is pretty good. The sculpting on it is phenomenal. The paint apps on it are fantastic. I'm just so glad to have this. This thing just completes any kind of horror creature collection, universal collection. He's fantastic, and he's just a iconic creature, an iconic monster design. Um, and this also works great for your Revenge of the Creature figure. Not so much for the third movie, but this can work for both. The only thing is that this is based off of a far more superior design. Um, so yeah, and a couple of things that I would like about this figure, I would like if the ankles were able to go back a little bit more, but I understand due to the nature of the sculpt on the calves going downward with the fin right there. I just understand that that's not really going to happen unless you sacrifice that fin. And I'm glad they didn't do that. So I guess you just got to settle with some things. Some articulation things you just can't get absolutely right. And I wish that this thing came with more accessories. Jada Toys, they did their own, Universal Monster line. Their Gillman came with the Gillman Bone Hand, and that was pretty cool. Like the fossilized hand of a member of the Gillman species. And then it came with a harpoon, it came with a catching net. So I'm thinking, they could still do a Creature from the Black Lagoon accessory pack. They did one for Frankenstein, they did one for the Mummy, they did one for Dracula. They could definitely do one for Gillman. Okay, so imagine this. Creature from the Black Lagoon accessory pack comes with this. An ocean lagoon backdrop, whatever you want to call it, a water backdrop. Got a harpoon. We got a catching net. We come with the fossilized Gillman hand. We come with a lantern. And also possibly, much like the Halloween 2 Michael Myers and Dr. Loomis 2-pack that came with the flame accessories, you could add flame pieces to Gillman to make him look like he's on fire. That could also be very cool. And there's probably some other accessories that they could do. Honestly, if they wanted to get really crazy with it, which I don't think they'd do, but if they wanted to, as part of the accessory pack, they could put kind of what Diamond selected with their Gillman, a base plate with the female protagonist and victim as part of the base plate, working kind of as an accessory. Because what Diamond selected was they released that base plate and the character is not articulated. The only person that's articulated was the Gillman figure, and the Julie Adams figure just is kind of just a statue. They could do something like that, and I'm sure that would have made a great accessory pack. I just want more accessories with this guy. I'm glad we got all the extra hands and the extra heads, but there could have been more. But altogether, really happy that I had this figure. And that's all for today's review. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do down there. Check out my other videos. Hope you enjoyed this video. Creature from the Black Lagoon. NECA killed this Gillman. And Devonius is out!